Are you really buying a car online on AutoTrader right now?
Really?
At a playground?
Yeah, really. Look at these listings from dealers.
Wow, your search can really get that specific.
Really?
And you just put in your info and boom, car's in your budget.
Mom needs a second, honey.
You can really have it delivered?
Really. Or I can pick it up at the dealership.
Mom!
One sec, sweetie. Mommy's buying a car.
Mommy, look!
I think your kid is walking up the slide.
Kyle, again? Really?
AutoTrader. Buy your car online. Really?
In the dead of night, two voices awaken from the crypt. One coffin.
Two opinions.
Endless screams.
Welcome to Two Souls, One Crypt. I'm Jeff Darko.
And I'm Beth Graves.
And today we're coming to you from Dracula's Pub, our basement bar, to see how things go. And we're going to discuss Primate, the new Ape Gone Wild movie, or Chimpanzee Gone Wild movie.
Yes, so we're talking about this new movie. It just came out to the theaters. We decided to go experience it on the big screen because that's what our horror fans had recommended. Basically, it's about a pet chimpanzee that contracts rabies and goes on a violent rampage. This movie was directed by Johannes Roberts, and apparently he also did 47 Meters Down. If you haven't seen that movie, it's also really good. I recommend it. It has Mandy Moore in it. They were saying that this movie was inspired by Cujo and the movie Nope. I don't know if you've seen either one of those, but Cujo, to me, I watched it when I was 8 and literally scared the life out of me. I wasn't able to finish it until I was probably in my early 30s, when about the time Jeff and I started dating, and I actually finished the movie. But back to Primate, this movie is about a girl that she is going back to Hawaii to from college to visit her family, and she hasn't been home in quite some time, and she her father is a traveling doctor. Her sister's been left there alone. Their mother had died of cancer and had this chimpanzee that she'd been teaching sign language, and apparently her father also is deaf. So that's how the movie starts out, and personally, I'm terrified of chimps. Jeff's a big lover of monkeys. I am not, personally. So I was really apprehensive before we even began to watch this movie.
I do love a monkey. Yeah, this is kind of like a Cujo with a chimpanzee. And start out the very first of the movie, they give you like the meaning of rabies or whatever. And I didn't know it meant a fear of water, apparently.
And apparently chimps are afraid of water too, which I also didn't know.
Yeah, so not going to be a lot of spoilers in this movie. If you've seen the trailer or know anything about this movie, it's pretty much straightforward. The chimp gets rabies and starts killing people.
Yeah, and the killings in this movie are pretty brutal. I'm not going to go into any spoilers in case you do want to actually go and watch this movie for yourself. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but let me just say, just be prepared. There's quite a bit of suspense. Everything moves really, really slow, and then the kills are just spot on, just hit you in the face. Pretty intense is what I'm going to say. There was a point that I was really cringing, especially at the very beginning of the movie, and I'm not going to say what happens, but chimps do like to rip people's faces off. So I'm just going to kind of say that may happen in this movie, so just be prepared.
Yeah, they got an obsession with faces for some reason. I don't know why. But, it starts out, doctor goes in to give a shot because Ben is sick. Ben is the chimpanzee, and then it jumps back 36 hours and then leads back up to that point, and then it goes on from there. So I think it's done really well. We discussed it in the movie. You thought it might have been CGI. I thought it was CGI at first, but then we looked it up, and it was actually a man in a suit, so it's very practical effects, very good. I really like the fact that they went practical on that instead of CGI.
Yes, it was actually just like what they did with Cujo, which I didn't know that until years later, that it was actually a man in the dog suit, and then I don't know how they made that look so realistic. But in this movie, I mean, the chimp, you knew, obviously it's not a real monkey, but they still did it well enough to make it very, very scary. And like I said, I think chimps are just scary anyway. I used to watch the series Nip Tuck, and there was an episode where a lady literally had her face ripped off by a chimp, and it really traumatized me. So I was pretty nervous about going in and watching this movie. I mean, I knew that it was gonna be scary, but I always like to watch something that I know really is gonna really scare me, and this movie definitely did it for me.
Yeah, so this movie opened up last weekend, and we went and it had a $21 million budget, and it looks like it made about $13.4 million worldwide, so it didn't do too bad.
No, and in fact, I looked earlier today on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it actually had like 79% on there, and then plus we follow all these different horror pages, horror family, slasher talk, Joe Bob. Everybody had really given it really good reviews before we went, and we try not to watch too many previews before we go in because we want to go in pretty much blind and not know what to expect.
Yeah, but this one you can expect what you expect. A chimp going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch a movie about a crazy killer chimp, I say go for it. And then the actress, Johnny Sequoia, she also is really good actor. She was in Dexter New Blood, and she did a fantastic job in this movie as well.
Okay, so the movie does get a little bit slow towards the middle because, they're trapped by the chimpanzee and they get in the pool, and I'm like, are they just going to stay in the swimming pool the whole time? But then they try to get out, and it kind of picks back up. And it ends, I don't think it ends pretty good. But yeah, there's a little bit of a slow spot, but the third act picks up good.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, when it's starting out, kind of where it's going. And then it's like the sister comes home, her younger sister's there. They brought a couple of friends home with them for the summer, and they're all hanging out in the house. The dad has to go on a trip, so you're like, okay, they're going to be trapped in the house with the monkey. The monkey's going to go crazy, so you kind of know where the movie's going. But then they're like, hey, let's go jump in the pool because the monkey can't swim, and he's afraid of the water. And then there is a lag there. You're like, well, what the heck's going to happen at this point? This movie's got another good hour. Like, what in the world's going to happen? And, of course, the dad's out on a trip, and he knew before he left, which you'll see this in the movie, he knew something was not quite right with the monkey before he left, so that's why he called somebody to come in to check on him while he was gone, which you'll see there.
Yeah, he realized he got bit, and apparently there is no rabies in Hawaii. I didn't know that.
Yes.
They mentioned that in the movie because he's like, he can't have rabies. There's no rabies in Hawaii.
Right.
But somehow he gets rabies.
Yeah, somehow he gets rabies because, it's a movie and everything's unrealistic. And the dad, like I said, the dad's also deaf. He's a doctor, and the wife was teaching him sign language because the dad was deaf, and then they're teaching the chimpanzee, and then the wife had passed away from cancer. So then the dad's trying to get a hold of the daughter because he's like, hey, I better check and see what happened. He hadn't heard back from the guy. He had to come check on the monkey, and then he can't get a hold of his daughters, and he's like, okay, something's wrong. So he's like, I got to get back home.
Yeah. So there's an older couple in the audience with us. It's V and Beth, and then an older couple, which is probably about 3 or 4 rows behind us. And at one point, the guy drops his phone. He's like, I dropped my phone. Like, okay, obviously, because we heard it.
Right.
And then the dad comes back home, and throughout the whole movie that he's deaf and communicates through sign language, and he can't hear, he can't talk. He just all sign language. And he comes home, and he's kind of looking around, and he's like, yeah, okay, they had a party. I don't know where everybody's at.
And then, of course, the movie's dead silent because he's deaf, so they're focusing it around him, and he can't hear anything, so there's no music, there's no sound. And then...
Yeah, Ben the chimpanzee drops down behind him.
Yes.
He's kind of lurking behind him, and then his daughter realizes that Dad's home, and she's yelling, which, of course, he don't hear her because she's behind him, don't know anything's going on behind him. And then Ben attacks the daughter, and the older woman's like, he can't hear her. And we're like, no shit, we know he's deaf, like... You don't have to announce that he can't hear her because we know he can't.
Right. We try to go watch these movies during the day. We try to hit the first showing. We like to do the matinee movie because we want to go watch this movie in peace without nonsense like this. And of course, every time we go in, 5 times out of 10, I guess, there's always somebody in there. It's got to be noisy and got to say stuff, and we just can't enjoy it.
That was kind of funny though. She's like, he can't hear her, and she's like yelling and screaming, he can't hear her. Like, we know.
We know. I mean, if you watch the movie, it's pretty obvious the dad is deaf.
So, your opinion on this movie?
My opinion on this movie, I would probably say I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because, yes, it was horrifying watching the kills for one thing were just insane. And like I said, I'm a fan of the Terrifier and everything, but seeing an animal rip people to shreds and there's nothing you can do about it, and this could completely happen, just like in the movie Cujo. And that, like I said, that movie traumatized me. I finally made it through years later, still gave me just extreme anxiety trying to get through it. So it's like, what do you do? And you have a rabid animal and you have no control, and this animal is insanely strong and smart. What do you do to overcome it? I mean, this movie just hit everything perfectly. I mean, that the main character, she was so intense and she was so strong and brave. I don't think I would have been as brave as her. I probably would have been a big chicken, and I probably would have stayed in the pool the whole time.
I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I like monkeys, anything. But yeah, excuse me, I think this worked really well. Like I said, it's basically like Cujo, but with a chimpanzee. It's probably a one-time watch for me, though, like a lot of movies are anyways. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. I mean, if it comes on like TV, HBO, or something like that, and it's streaming, I'm like, there's nothing else on. I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave it on there. But I think it's a good one-time watch. I say go watch it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, at least just watch it to say you watched it. And like I said, this movie is more for mature horror fans. It's not for normie fans that want to watch a scary movie. And one of my friends is a diehard, extreme horror person, way more than me, and she's dying to watch it. And yeah, morbid people, I'm going to say leave this one alone because if you can't handle the extreme gore and the violence, I say this movie's not for you.
Yeah, it's got good practical effects, like we said. The kills are really good. The story, it's good. It kind of drags, like I said, in the middle, kind of the pool thing, and you're like, well, what are they going to do? It's kind of lagging here, but then it picks back up. I think it ends good. It's got, like I said, got good kills, got plenty of blood. I recommend it. If you can watch it in a theater, go check it out in a theater, but not definitely watch it streaming if you like to do that sort of thing and stay home. But definitely watch it.
All right, so for this one, I'm going to say our opinions are on point. What would you say your rating would be, Jeff?
I probably would agree, 8 out of 10. Yeah, once again, we agree. I'm sure we'll find something out there that we disagree on and argue on because people want to hear us argue.
Yes,
but this one is, we both agree on this one.
Yep, we both enjoyed this movie, so we both recommend it to you guys.
Yeah, until next time, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Beth.
And this is Two Souls, One Crypt.